This is a box from Japan. I ripped the label off and started to open it, but I haven't taken it out yet, but I know what this is. Second-hand Sylvanian Families Calico Critters House with Carport Gift Set. So it has a bunch of little stuff with it. Let's take a look at this giant carport. They package this really well. This looks like it's like coming brand new from the manufacturer or something. And this is a pre-owned set, but it had the box. Oh my gosh. Well, you can tell it's pre-owned because the middle of it, there's no little figures sticking in there. And I honestly cannot remember how complete it is or if it came with figures or not. So we're gonna find out together. And this actually came pretty fast. It came in about a week and a half, which I've had faster from Japan, but that's pretty fast from an eBay seller anyway. All right, let's open this up. I'm gonna grab some scissors. All right, we have some baseball scissors. It feels like Christmas. I love opening boxes. And this Carport House, I've been wanting for a long time, but every time I've seen it, it's been just a ridiculous price. This one was not ridiculous. It was a splurge, but it wasn't like ridiculous. All right, well here is the box. This looks like the UK version, although it was from, I don't know if this was ever put out in Japan as a gift set. And they taped the box well. I love how they didn't damage the box, like they understood the importance of keeping the box. Like the Grand Hotel, if you go back and watch that video called It Finally Arrived when we got our red Grand Hotel, they shipped it in the retail box. They covered the whole thing with this ugly brown tape and just destroyed the box. And I was just like really ticked about that. I'm like, really, you couldn't spring like, you know, $5 to put it in a box? I mean, really? So I just really appreciate when sellers think about that stuff. And I will link the eBay seller in the description below so you know who it was. All right, so we have this. What could it be? Okay, these are the stairs. And it looked like from the pictures that it was in pretty good condition. I do notice a small little bit of dirt there that looks like it can be washed off, so that's all right. And here is, what is this? Huh. It must be like a Japanese perfume box or something. Oh, we got a bunch of pieces in here. So these are the carports. They're very delicate. Wow. You can never tell until you get something home what it's going to really look like and feel like. But these are just so delicate compared to the other railings. See how thin that is? What else do we have in here? Oh, we have, it looks like these are all the little pieces of the gift set. This is a piano. I feel like we have way too many pianos. At least I've got way too many pianos. And oh, another one of these little duckies. He's got a little bit of a boo-boo on his head. Oh, and this kitchen, which we don't have. I don't know why we don't have it. It's not uncommon, but we don't. We just never ended up with it. And it's got the white on the top. I think we have a different version like of this shape, but not in these colors. And I love that little detailing. You see the detailing there? This is why we love Sylvanians. It's the details. And these are little pieces to go in the carport. Ah, okay. Well, instead of taking them all out, I'm going to put this aside. I love that they put it in a little box. And we're going to open the rest. Here is the carport. Wow, and this must be the car here. So see, this gift set came with a car. That is really nice. I'll do another video with better lighting so you can get a good look at this if you're not familiar with the Carport House. Wow, how pretty is that? I just love it. It reminds me of those like houses that were built after World War II where they didn't have garages. And the people started building these like wrought iron carports, at least in the USA, like in a lot of neighborhoods, you see these little houses that don't have garages and a bunch of carports. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. Very pretty. And then this would be the car. This is a car that we don't have. We have, well, okay, we do, but we don't. We have this car, but this one is slightly different in that it has like little trays that can go on the back seat. See that? Other than that, I think it's pretty much the same. Oh, somebody left us a little note in here. Huh. Ah. And now I lost it. Darn it. It is lost forever now. Okay, and let's see what else we have. Here is the carport house. Up here are a couple little pieces. These are reversible, just like in Beechwood Hall, but it's 2 pieces instead of 1. And the grand finale. And this carport home looks very similar to the, let me try to change the angle there, to the Beechwood Hall and to the Red Roof Country Home, but it's also very different looking. In the pictures, it just looks so similar, but here in person, it has a much, like, not much, but slightly different color. It's a little more, it's like yellow. That is really pretty. So I guess it did not come with any figures. I remember there was like a sticker in one of the, I do remember that in one of the rooms. Oh, what do we have in here? We got more stuff. Ah! We got more stuff. All right, let me scoochie the camera back. All right. Because I thought there was more than just what I saw in that box. Wow, it came with so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, it did come with figures. Yay. Up, and here's a little railing in here. We don't even have space for this thing. I don't know what I was thinking. We'll make room. All right, let's see what's in these little packages. And then we will put together the carport home. Oh yeah, this came with it. This obviously wasn't part of the gift set, but it was included with the purchase, which I thought was odd, but super awesome. Oh my gosh. What is that? Is it a hamster? I've never had a hamster and never thought I would. Or is it like a rat? If you know this critter, please tell me in the comments. How cute. Of course, it's in Japanese, so I'll never know what the box says. It's funny, my husband studied Japanese in college and like doesn't remember any of it. It's just one of those really tough languages. Very cool. All right, so we got that little guy. Ooh, we got a lot. It came with a bench. I didn't remember that. I was actually considering overpaying to get a couple of these benches. So glad I didn't. And we got a papa and a really old, what's her name, Belle, and a mama, also a little bit aged there. Belle looks like she is just about completely out of color there. And these are the little car, here's one of the little car seats. Oh yeah, and here are the little trays that go in the car. So that's cool. I love that little car seat design. And then here is one of the railings. I hope that other railing is here somewhere. Oh, and a fountain. I honestly don't remember it coming with a fountain. That is really cool. This is the piece. So I guess they just kind of randomly divided out the accessories because I remember like the piano was in that other box and the bench is here. Yeah, like here's a chair. I'm sure that the rest is there. Like before I buy a set, I don't know about you guys, but I scrutinize the heck out of it. I look at every picture. I compare like what pieces are there to what the box has and all of that. I'm like so meticulous. So I don't think, I mean, with a splurge like this, if it was missing a bunch of pieces, like it only had one chair on the table, like, I don't know. Well, for something like that, I probably would still get it, but you know what I'm saying. And this little picnic meal thing came with the car as well. And then they later did that same car frame, but without all that stuff. Then, of course, this is the retro phone set, which we have a couple of those. And then these go with the garden, as well as these. And I love this basket. I've never seen it before. It must come with like a kitchen set of some sort. What is this? Oh, they put in a little Tupperware. Oh my gosh. I've got to give them a really good review on eBay. Look. See, any other seller would just dump it in there with all the other accessories, but they really take care. All the little flowers are in there. I'm going to have to take all this out and like film it separately so y'all can see what came with this set. That is so fun. I am just an accessory girl. I love Sylvanian accessories. Little itty bitty accessories. So much. So fun. We got stuff for the bath set. They're going to have a whole house set up. And then we have this swing, which is missing the cover. Or is this the cover? I think this is the cover. Yeah. I'm not missing nothing. Sorta, maybe. Yeah, that's better. So this definitely is showing a lot of age. I'll do an up-close video later with a lot of these pieces. We have a newer one of these. I think it says swing on it. It does have the bumblebees or the, you know, butterfly and stuff. But it looks so much brighter. This definitely has sun damage. This must have been sitting out on the carport by a window or something. And the more I think about it, maybe this yellowing is a result of sun damage. But I don't know. It's just so hard to tell because, like, other parts of it... See, that's kind of yellowed as well. Let's take a look at the box. Yeah, see, the box really looks... It looks a lot whiter, doesn't it? Yeah, I think this has got some serious sun damage. But that's okay. We'll just pretend they painted it yellow. How about that? All right, and then is that it for the accessories? There's these over here, which you saw those kind of. Here's the car. Let's drive that car into the carport. There we go. And we got these pieces, which are meant for the house, I'm sure. Fountain. We got this piano, which also has some age on it. Really just discoloration. Kind of tell there. Here. And this is a bath thing. Let's put these on. Like that. I'm going to have to reposition this in a way so that the critters can go onto the carport deck. This is almost a little confusing. Like you see, like, I hope you could see that. It's going to be upside down, but anyway, if you look over here, like, It's got like one and then like this one, so I don't really even know how this is supposed to go, but I'll figure it out. It's a happy problem to have. Okay, and then we got these little guys that have the bump at the end. Okay, so that goes like that. And then that one goes like that. Some of this junk off of here. All right, now we got these little guys here. And I was very careful looking to make sure every single railing was here, but it looks like this railing is missing, and I don't know how I would have possibly missed that. And I'm gonna be real ticked if I don't find it, because I'm just like that. Like, I don't like it if like a little, because a railing is an important piece in my opinion. It's not like I'm being like overly meticulous. It's just like without it, it just looks incomplete. See, how are these? I don't know if I'm doing this right or not. I think I am. See, there's a little notch here. Like, it's got a little extra room on one side. So, there, I think I got it. Is that good? That is really nice. And I don't see that other railing in here. So that's pretty upsetting. Oh, we got some babies. Where'd they come from? We got, put this down, little bear and a little old chocolate bunny. But a very cute little outfit for her. And he's got those old style outfits with the ribbons on him. Bathroom stuff. Here's 4 chairs. Oh, okay, so this one chair goes with the desk. Okay. Got a little oven kitchen set here. I do like this oven, or this kitchen a lot, and it's in good shape for the rest of the pieces being in not so great shape. And there's that, and the little garden thing. Toilet. And that. All right, well, let me pan the camera around and give you a look. Maybe that railing will turn up. All right, I am back with the carport home. But it barely fits. I had to remove those paths down there to make it fit. But these are the packages that it came in. I thought that was really neat. And I took out some other chocolate rabbits to compare the condition of these two. And you can kind of see what all it comes with. It's a really beautiful house, and it definitely has sun damage. And once I got it in good lighting, I could really tell. I hope you can see that. But like, see this? This, I think, is the actual color here. Got something on my nail. And right in the middle is that sun damage from the other side of it. So that's really unfortunate. I did take the stickers off as carefully as I could. They're really cool stickers, but I don't know how salvageable they are. And I'll get some Goo Gone and scrub that out. But I just put, this is not how this is going to be arranged, nor will it be where it goes. I have no clue where to put this. But I did put all of the furniture and accessories that came with this set in here, and everything that came with the order. I love the staircase. It's just, everything about it is so pretty. And I don't mind the sun damage because it's evenly distributed, so it just looks like they painted their house kind of yellow. So, and one thing that this came with, I didn't know it came with it. I just don't remember it from the photographs, but it comes with one of these little, like, gashapon or capsule rabbits that you can get. And I've looked at these before on the internet, and I've never gotten one because it always seems so pricey for just a little figure. But I always thought they were way bigger than this. So, or way smaller. I'm sorry, I always thought they were way smaller than this. Like, I just imagined they would be like, you know, dollhouse for a dollhouse. But no, they are pretty darn big. You can compare it to the child-sized bunny. I mean, it could work as a toy for sure, like American Girl size, I guess. But look how cute this is. It comes with a little table and chairs. It's so tiny. Look at that, so tiny. And then this came along with it as well. I showed this to you earlier. I think it's a hamster. Very beautiful, and it's in pretty good condition, you know, considering. And I love the little fire truck that it comes with. So fun. And a beautiful little display box. And if you look back there, you can see that little mailbox that we have right there. Isn't that fun? Very cool. So that's a pretty little case. And so yeah, it came with all of this. Now let me show you what was supposed to come with it. Hang on. Okay, so here's the box, giant box. So this is everything it comes with. So it comes with this car, which we got in it. And it's supposed to come with this fold-out table, which darn it, we don't have. It comes with 1 seat and 2 trays. And that's where those little cans of juice came from. So I stuck those cans of juice on the table. And again, this is not how we're going to set this up. We'll add pieces from other places. You can see what's a little funny about it is the car seat clips onto the back. So that's a little different. But other than that, it looks to be the exact same mold as the Cherry Cruiser, just an older version of it. It came with all this. We have all of this, the tomato and the kitchen stuff, and the 2 pans are in there. The basket, the pot, and the lettuce and all that. So that's complete. The desk is complete with 2. We have the desk here. There are 3 pencils in there, but I think one of those pencils goes in that little memo stand from the phone set. So that's that. There's the phone set. And of course the table is there, the piano, the flower and ivy. We already have one of these, and I'm so glad to have another one. This is so pretty, and amazingly, it's complete. It has all of the flowers, all the ivy, and I just think this garden thing is so pretty. So that's nice. Of course, the phone set looks complete, although I think the pencil might be a different one, but we have a total of 3 pencils. So, and the 2 books, lace, and the picture. The bathroom, I think we have pretty much everything that came in the bathroom. Maybe we're missing one of the itty bitty soaps. No, I don't know. Yeah, so that's everything that came with it. And so basically we got a complete Carport House gift set, totally complete with the father, mother, and sister, because they're all there. In addition to some extras, we are only missing, what are we missing? Oh yeah, we're just missing this little table here, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're missing anything else. Oh, they swapped out the slippers. These are different slippers. But yeah, it's a pretty complete little bathroom set. It's got the little robe and the hairpiece in there, the head wrap. It even has the sponge. It's a piano, and I love these little figures. So these came as extras. The swing looks to be an extra, I think. Here's a side view of what's included. It's pretty awesome. Oh, and I found that railing. It was loose in the box. So that's super exciting. I could have swore I saw it in the picture. I thought I was going crazy there. That I don't think I would have bought it if it was missing the railing, to be honest. Yeah, so the fountain's extra, the bench, all these toys here. This and this pail and this swing, I think, came in a set originally as one. And then, of course, this little guy and this little minifigure set. I'll give you a quick look at the side here. It's going to be really hard to get a good view with all these other sets crammed around here. And there's some windows on the top, didn't notice that. And real quick, just to show you the condition of these rabbits. So that's the one that it came with. I'll put that, see, that's too much light. I mean, you can basically see it's pretty toast. I don't think I'm going to keep it. That sounds horrible to say, but I feel like even really valuable old critters, which this is definitely not valuable, just really aren't, like, nobody really wants them if they're in really rough shape, you know? So So this is a newer one. It's not in great shape. Same with this one. I think this one here is our older Belle. She needs a good washing. Pretty dusty. You see a lot of fading, which I could fix with a marker at some point. And then she is a little bit newer, but you know, less fading. But still, compared to her, they are much better shape. I mean, she's yellow. I don't know if that's from age and dirt or from sun damage, but I'm guessing sun damage. Because I've seen critters in really good condition that are very old, that were just taken care of better, probably. And this is a brand new Belle Hopscotch. So, huge difference. Her fur is like bright white. The chocolate detail is very dark and pronounced. Just, you know, she just looks like a whole different color. So she must have been played with quite a bit, and I really actually like that. I always wonder like where some of these sets came from, who played with them, adult, child. That's gonna drive me nuts. What is that? It's like permanent marker. You know, I like thinking about like how much enjoyment people got out. So this might be a really well-loved Belle. Maybe she was played with a lot, and that's a lot of oils and stuff from hands touching. Now, weirdly, we don't have a father chocolate rabbit. I know I mean, we have the deluxe celebration. We have other father chocolate rabbits, like medical doctors and whatnot, I think. But we don't have one dressed like this, the official Hopscotch dad. And she's also in pretty rough shape. I mean, not terrible, not to the point where I'd want to toss her. But if you compare her to a newer one, you can tell. Actually, mine looks worse. Yeah, mine looks worse. And the older one, the one from the Carport home, has a darker dress. So that's cool to have kind of a different look. Mine is way more faded. And then here's kind of like a brand new Hopscotch adult. So, yeah, it's a little more yellow, the older one is. So yeah, I mean, these two are okay. The babies are okay. It came with this one and this one. I think that bear is really cute. Now this one is dirty. I will wash them and see what happens first. Could just be some dust collecting. This bear is okay condition, pretty cute. And then this hamster looks pretty good too, because it looks like he was kept in his box. That's good. All right, well, enough of that. Let me turn this around and give you a look at the outside. Okay, so this is a really weird view. It's just hard to fit on the table. But you can really see the sun damage now. You kind of see more of it streaking kind of around here. It just looks a little yellow, kind of like the pizzeria. Kind of like that, when it's probably supposed to look like that. And that's okay. So let's look at the back. You turn around more. There it is from the back closed. I'll show you the other side in a sec. So that's how it looks that way. All right, and this is probably the nicest view. Very pretty. And you can see these plates are reversible right here. Green and the wood look. So there's the front door. And it doesn't come with any like lights inside it or batteries, but you can put those removable lights in the ceiling. It does have holes for those. I love these doors. I am just a sucker for French doors, double doors, anything where you can interact with it and open it. I wish there were some doors here, but it's still pretty. I like the shutter detail a lot. And I love the little sky windows, like skylights or windows on the roof. Dormers, what are those called? Just a very beautiful house. And I like that it really matches these other red roof houses. Definitely does look more yellow, but that's okay. And the carport is just so pretty. Well, that is a look at our order from eBay for this awesome Carport Gift Set. So excited, and I don't know where we're gonna put it. We are just overrun with critters. This is already way too crowded. Here I am in the mirror. So I just don't know. Got buildings everywhere, so I might have to put, in addition to having that table there, I might need to clear out some of that corner stuff and extend it with another table. We shall see. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.